Welcome to a very special bonus episode of Can I Finish? Now, my guest today has been known to deliver amazing intros, so I'm going to try my own. So please do, special guest, please do correct me on any mistakes I make.
Go on. Okay.
Joining me today is presenter of Home and Away on KISS, allegedly basketball player for Team GB in the Olympics and winner of Strictly Come Dancing 2022, coming live and direct from North London. It's Mr. Tyler West.
I am absolutely fuming. I am fuming. Every single part of that intro was factually incorrect.
What do you mean?
Like, it couldn't have been further. Mate, you know I don't live in North London.
Oh, that's the one thing that is definitely true is the North London
That
part,
is
I thought.
definitely not. And I didn't win Strictly.
Oh, did you not?
I wish I did. I wish I did, so then everybody could just shut up about this whole thing. Everybody keeps saying to me, where did you come? Well, I don't know, because there's actually not really a first, second, third thing. It's just you either win the trophy or you don't.
It's not gold, silver, bronze. It's sort of...
No.
If for you, it'd maybe be like wood, the position that you were at, I think.
A little paper certificate. That's what I think it would be.
It's a nice little sticker that you can pop onto your shirt.
Yeah. But I mean, that was a nice intro, though.
Thank you.
You gave energy. That's the one thing I can take from that.
Now, being serious, welcome, Tyler West. You were on Strictly last year, but that's not how I know you.
No.
We know each other of old, before the glitz, before the glamour.
Before everything.
Yeah. We know each other from recording radio shows in different wardrobes, kitchen tables.
In our pants.
Very often you were shirtless, and it was a HR issue at one point. I was getting a little bit worried about it, but it was just super hot in the wardrobe, right? It
was a lot. I mean, we worked together. You were my best producer ever, and you worked with me for years as we produced radio from home during what shook the world and turned us upside down. So yeah, that was I probably spent more time with you than anybody else in my life.
Genuinely, we were working together, and we were on the phone or on video call, like before the show, during the show, after the show, and then we would still like play FIFA.
Go on PlayStation.
Yeah. It's like, do you get sick of the people at your work? No, I hang out with them every single day for hours and hours and hours. And this is the time, like, neither of us were seeing our families.
No.
Like, neither of us were seeing, like, our partners or anything like that. It was just me and Ty running whatever we could do during the pandemic.
It was a lot. There was a lot of personalities that came out during that time.
Do you know what? We never really fell out, though, did we?
Nah, because then you could just end the call if we was getting
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You could just end the little Teams chat. So no, there was a lot. But I tell you what, mate, I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anybody else, because genuinely, that's why I've got a best friend for life.
Oh, mate, I consider our relationship mainly professional, but that is lovely to hear.
Okay. How dare you? Right?
That is the last time I'll sort of bag on you. So yeah, we worked together at KISS for years. And Tyler, you know how this show works. Obviously, you've listened to the podcast many times. So can you please share your first Finnish phrase?
My first Finnish phrase.
You know how the show works.
It's actually it's a delicacy. No, don't, because you're gonna bug me off. Like, you're literally going to bug me off.
I'm going to be honest, we don't do this segment. It was just to check whether you'd actually listen to Can I Finish?
No, but me telling you a Finnish phrase, I thought that's like, you're challenging me, no? I've just come back from Finland. I'm practically half Finnish right now, bro. I know so much about the country.
Okay, fair. Maybe I will test you on a Finnish phrase then. What have you got for me?
All right, did you know there's over like the population's like, 5 million?
5.5 million.
There's 3.3 million saunas in Finland.
Wow, that is actually a really good fact.
Bro, it's actually sick. Like, it blew my mind. And then when you get in a bus, there's no like drink driving policy in Finland. So when all the bus drivers, for the engine to start, they have to do a breathalyzer before the engine will switch on.
Huh.
I'm telling you stuff you don't even know. You live there.
Well, no, because I get on the bus when it's already running. I'm not there when they're turning the engine on, mate. I'm city living, baby. I'm just jumping in and out, doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why I've invited you on here, you've alluded to it. So this podcast is all about the differences between British culture and Finnish culture. And you were basically tasked with going to Finland, or coming to Finland, I should say, by TV's Lorraine, of all people. And you went with your friend and mine, Debs,
your
my lovely mum.
Yeah, my mum. On the show, we're trying to look at why Finland is the happiest country on earth, allegedly.
Yeah.
And so who else better to take that than the person that I love making happiest the most is my mum. So like, as long as Debs is happy, I'm happy. So we went over there and thought, all right, we're just going to experience the culture. We're going to go see some hidden gems, and we're going to learn really what stems the happiness over in Finland. Now, the moment that I arrived at the airport, may I say, which also, passport control in Finland is phenomenal. It is. Yeah. It's 10 to, I feel like I'm in an interrogation. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
There's nobody else at the airport. Yeah. We turn up, we rock up to this security guy, this big guy. Me and mum there, happy. We had a couple of champagne on the plane. And then we get up to this guy and he's like, what's your business in Finland? And I say, I work on a TV show in the UK called Lorraine. Yeah. And he was
expecting him to go, oh, yeah, no, I have seen that. Yeah, Scottish, yeah, she's lovely. Yeah.
And then he just kind of looked at me and went, and I was like, and I was like, okay. And then I said to him, and I was like, and we're here visiting like this beautiful country to see, why Finnish people are meant to be the happiest people on earth. And I promise you now, Travis, he looked at me for 5 seconds and then let out the biggest laugh I've ever heard in my whole entire life. And then he said, good luck. And then I was like, all right, guys, I think we've come to the wrong location. This is it. And then he was like, oh, so where are you going? And I was like, oh, we're going Puumala. And then he's like, where? And I'm like, Puumala. And he was like, oh, Puumala. And I was like, yeah, that place. And he was like, is there anybody there? And I was like, well, I don't know. You live here. Like, it was this whole awkward exchange. He stamped my passport. He let me go. But I had no confidence going into, once I got through passport control, that we was going to fulfill the objective and find out why Finland was the happiest country now.
It's so scary, right? I've lived here for nearly a year at this point, and I've been back and forth to the UK for various things over the summer. Every time I come back, I've got my Finnish ID. I've got my residency card. And they, like, every time they're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I live here. And they're like, where? I'm like, I live in Helsinki. And then they're like, well, what do you do here? I'm like, you ask me this every time. You know it's on my file.
Steve, let me through, man. It's me.
Bruv, you know me. We drink pints together. And he's like, so they went, what do you do? I went, and I was a bit tired after a flight. It was when I'd been stuck at Heathrow for a few hours. And I was like, I just want to go home. It's like 3 a.m. I was like, I make podcasts. And he went, what? I went, like podcasts, like audio, like sort of radio. And he was like, and you make money from that? I was like, well, sometimes. Yeah. And he was like, but you sell them. And I was like, yes. I was getting quite annoyed, and I was like, I can't do it. And I swear to God, he could have accepted me at any time, but he's just looking at my card.
That's funny.
Looking back at me, looking at my card, looking at... So don't worry, you're not the sort of... You weren't singled out. They do that to everyone.
Yeah. I felt welcomed after that. But yeah, it was good. It was good. And we arrived and just jumped on the road, and it was... I don't know, it was a weird one because not many people were smiling. Like, for it to be such a happy place. But then also, at the same time, the minute you spoke to them, it's just like their face lit up. And I feel like people just need to talk to each other more.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sort of like a resting bitch face going on.
100%.
Like, I think it's because what it is, Finns, I found, not very good at sort of like small talk. They like their own space. They like to be doing their own thing. So having that sort of face is almost like, don't bother even talking to me. Like, and I don't want to start that.
Finns are quite emotionless as well. Like there's like this wall that's up, and then all of a sudden you like make a little joke with them. If they find it funny, it's like you can tell it's funny, and then it's straight back to just okay, what do you want? Why are you here?
Exactly. What I'm interested in is, what did you sort of think of Finland before you came to do the TV show? Because obviously you knew that I'd moved here and I'd told you things about it, but what's your sort of perception of the country as a whole?
I thought 2 things. I thought, well, if Trav's going there, then there's obviously something good there.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And then I thought the second thing was that Finland just got immediately better because they've now got Travis Glossop. They were the two things that went through my head.
You're being so kind to me, considering I've just sort of ripped the piss out of you in the intro and everything.
It's all right. So that's how it's always been. No, before I went to Finland, what did I think of it? I knew that there was a lot of like nature and there was a lot of connection with nature. I thought it would be quite a chilled out culture, hardworking people. But one big thing that surprised me, and I guess maybe this was because of the area that I went to. Obviously, I never spent so much time in Helsinki. I went straight to the resort and the holiday cottages that we was at. So I think I got to experience a different side to Finland that most people do when they go to visit. Mm-hmm. But everything was very slowed down. Everything was very like chill. And I'm like, okay, so if these people are the happiest on earth, the reason why is because they're so chilled out. They ain't doing nothing. Like there's nothing going on here. Like, but actually it's just the way that their world is built up. The way that Finns build up their world is just, it's so refreshing that you don't sweat the small stuff. Like nobody got stressed in the whole trip I was there. Like not one person was stressed. I was stressed when I heard silence. Because obviously I'm coming from the hustle and bustle of London City, and then all of a sudden you go over there, and there was one day we was out there, the road that goes past our holiday cottage, there wasn't one car. You don't hear a plane. You don't hear nothing. I'm like, I can literally hear my own heartbeat. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, so I don't know. Like, it was really surprising from the moment I stepped foot on the plane to the moment I landed. But I tell you what, I was here for it. I'm here for it.
Did you, this is a bit random, but out of interest, did you go into the toilets at Helsinki Airport?
With the birds tweaking?
Yes.
Oh my days. Bro, when I went in there, it was the most peaceful piss of my whole entire life. Sorry, I don't know. I honestly, I zoned out. And you know, usually, like when you go to the toilet, I don't know, like, well, men can relate. When you go and stand at a urinal and you start your business, yeah? Usually you're like, oh, I've got to go get my bags, or I've got to go get over here, I've got to go do this. You've got like you're rushing
thinking
around.
About the next steps of the journey.
I'll be honest, I am clenching my bum, trying to squeeze it out a little bit faster, right? But then the minute that I got into the toilets at the Finnish airport, oh my days, the birds are tweaking. I went into a little dream and I was like looking up, I was like looking around, and I was like, everybody, it was just so peaceful. I wish I could have weed for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, and just stood there at this urinal, but that would have been a bit weird.
It would have been a bit weird, yeah, sure.
But I got every drop out, Trav.
Yeah.
I felt
you did
good.
The extra shake.
Everything. It was great.
It just makes you so, like, relaxed. Like, it's such a lovely... Also, I don't know if it's anything to do with sort of masking sounds. That might be a thing. But I don't know whether that's the intended purpose, and maybe it is just to chill out. But I think, like you say about like coming from London City and stuff, I lived in London for about 6 years, and one of the main reasons we came to Finland was to slow down our pace of life. Like yesterday I was out and about all day, like on public transport and stuff, going from job to job, and every single tram that I got on, there was no problem in me getting a seat. No. Like, even at the busiest times, like in the rush hour in the morning, and it like they're working to live, not living to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I admire that, because I immediately felt like it was the sort of relaxation element that I needed going over there. Like, it's almost like, you know, when we say in life, when things get busy, you got to come up for air at some point, but it's hard to do that when you're in the same environment. The minute I got out there, it was just, I felt immediately relaxed. I felt immediately like, and especially with, I mean, some of the things included within the culture, like the saunas and the saunas and,
well done for that pickup.
Yeah, sorry,
there.
I had to get it right. The saunas, and like just swimming in lakes, and mate, I've done some bits over there that I was like, I've come back to the UK and I feel sad that I can't do them so much. I feel like I'm looking
a lot into a couple of days.
So we did everything. Well, I say everything. We did everything, and then I even on the last night went to this dance pavilion, which I talked to you about. But went to this dance pavilion, danced with about 20 girls, bruv. It was sick. But
what sort of dances we're talking about?
I mean, traditional Finnish dance. We did foxtrot, We did like,
Right, okay.
we did. There was a lot going on. I mean, I got every step wrong, and I did not tell them that I was on Strictly Come Dancing because it did not. I don't know the Finnish culture. Like it was just and it was like the ladies would line up on the left, the men would line up on the right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, but I thought it was a bit savage. There were so many girls that weren't getting a dance.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought like so many. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like my mum was, if I weren't there, my mum was the youngest in the room. So it was one of those dances. It's like, people were very confused as to why I was there.
So speaking of your mum, how did Debs find the trip? Like, I'm assuming she's never been, has she been into Scandinavia or the Nordics before?
No, never. She was so intrigued, and she was, you know what? My mum has been very stuck in her ways, like in living in England. It was just very much like she has a routine. She'd go to work. That's just how she was brought up and what she was around. And then the minute we go over to Finland, you know, before you know it, she was foraging for mushrooms. And I'm like, wow. What is happening here? Like, it's just completely changed. But she was trying things that, like, because there's a lot of, even with the saunas and then swimming in the lake, there's a lot of health benefits that come with it. And we started to feel it over the few days that we were there, because we had it in our room. We had a sauna in our room, and then it was right on the lake. So then we was using both, and we was just fully embracing the culture. And she absolutely loved it. And she said she'd go back in a heartbeat just to go over and relax, which is nice.
Amazing. Do you know what? Did you immediately sort of like feel the difference in the air?
Mm-hmm.
I never really noticed it in London. Like, when you're there, you're just sort of, you're busy, you're doing this, you're doing that. You never really sort of like taking your surroundings too much, or like literally just how like the quality of air you're breathing.
Yeah.
And as soon as you step off the plane in Finland and you breathe like fresh air, it's like, how it almost feels like in London you're just sort of like you're choking all the time. It's like thick and ugh.
I sound like a pug walking around London. I was a free spirit in Finland. It's because there's so many trees, and there was just so much like sort of nature in and around us. We just drove in this road, and it was just literally just green either side for ages. Like we was driving for like 3.5 hours. So yeah, I think there's major difference in terms of like the environment and things like that. But then also at the same time, it's like they did get, like, to play devil's advocate, there was points that I was over there and I was like, I do miss like being a bit busy, because it's what I've known. I do miss that element of like feeling like, I've got a job, I've got loads to accomplish today. And the people around me are also motivated, and we're all like sort of going at it sort of thing, trying to get stuff done. Because it is, I don't know, the relaxation element of it is that I can do it for so long, but where I've been like trained in my body to be able to just keep going for ages, it feels almost like then when I relax too much, I feel just a little bit, I didn't feel sad, I felt just a bit lost.
I do get that. I think the thing is with you visiting sort of, it's about like, I think it was like southeast Finland, looking on the map where you went. I think Helsinki, being the capital city, because you didn't spend much time there, that sort of has a bit of the best of both worlds, like that you would be looking for, because you are sort of where, I mean, specifically where I am, just outside the city centre. It's what, 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like by the beach, like by the coast, and all this amazing greenery and forests and stuff like that. But you've got the cut and thrust of a city still. Like there's stuff going on. There's whatever. There's comedy nights to go to. There's like all different. There's production houses, and it is a like much more than what it used to be. According to my partner Kaiser, who obviously was born and raised here, she said now it is so much more international than it used to be. So I think next time you come, definitely like give Helsinki a go and sort of feel that it's that little bit of in the middle between London and like out in the sticks.
Yeah, I wanted to, because then I said to them, I was like, hey, yo, where's the clubs at? And I just, the answer that I got was, we don't do that.
How would you feel about dancing on tables?
What?
They do a lot of dancing on tables here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a health and safety hazard, but I'm there for it.
I see. There's too much drink spilling, like for me to not end up with a concussion. Like I can't see how that. I mean, I've been to a few places now where they do this sort of dancing on the tables, and I think it's a bit more of like a younger than us who would be doing
Devon.
it. Get the table!
Get the table!
Why was Bubba Ray always bossing him about telling us to get the tables? I thought that's well bad.
Let's just start wrestling. No, I would definitely dance on a table if I come to... In fact, when I come to Finland, I'm specifically coming to dance on a table in Helsinki. I feel like I need to experience a bit more of the busy side of it.
Yeah.
Pumala was beautiful. The cottage that we stayed in was amazing, and I got to do... I was chopping wood like some lumberjack out in the forest, bro.
Really?
I smashed it. I did one bit of wood. That he did the rest. But I chopped a bit of wood.
Have you seen those TikToks where that really handsome guy is like chopping wood and like it makes women
I didn't look like that.
The most horny? Have you not seen it?
No, I didn't look like that.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's what I was going for. Yeah, I thought you might have channeled that. I was
trying to go for that. I was trying to go for like Thor or something like that with a massive hammer, but instead it just looked like the hammer was moving me. So yeah, it was a lot. The axe. So when we got to this dance pavilion, if you imagine we walk in and there's a load of like 60, 70, 80-year-olds all just around waiting for their session to start. Everybody from all over has come. Nobody's drinking because nobody drinks at this pavilion. Nobody had an ounce of alcohol whatsoever. Everybody was drinking waters.
Very unfinished, that.
If you're ready to have a good time tonight, say yeah. Thank you for having us. Oh, it was so awkward. It was so awkward.
That's deafening silence. Oh my God.
I had such a good time, and it had some of the best sunsets I've ever seen in my life, and waking up and seeing like the little fog across the lake. Like, it's a place that's actually going to stay in my heart forever. Like, I'm not even just saying that. Like, there's not many. I lived over in Denmark for a bit. I've been Sweden. I've been to like other countries, in and around Europe. But this place, I don't know. There was just something different about it.
Yeah, it is a very special place. Tell me about your sauna experience.
Okay.
Did you do it traditional like?
When you say traditional, like, what do you mean?
Were you hanging out?
I was hanging out in my room.
Was you?
In my room, I was hanging out.
Right.
Because this is the thing that I didn't understand. I didn't know that the sauna like tradition was such a big thing in Finland. It caught me off guard. The amount of saunas everywhere. Everywhere was like, oh yeah, and over there we got a sauna. And I'm like, because in England, it's like, that's a luxury. Like, what?
Yes.
You go in sauna, steam room. Somebody will charge you £70 a month, like membership to go and use those stuff.
Yeah.
So this was like, and everybody, it was just such a big tradition. Now all these big wooden like blocks, and some of them were bigger than the actual houses that the people were living in. Like,
they really like, some of them are so impressive.
So they're impressive until we so typically in Finnish culture, some of the locals were telling me that, you know, them and their families just strip down naked and then go in there for hours at a time and just talk about life. And I honestly, you should have seen my mum's reaction when they said that, because you think like, well, what, me and my mum are just going to get into the sauna naked and just talk about life? Like, literally, we can't talk about that much, me and my mum. All right, okay. There's a lot of things to unpick there. So the first thing, when we learnt this, we went to this sauna that was in the middle of the forest. It was just a little bit of a walk away from the cottage we were staying in, and then this man comes out and he says to us, we start asking him some questions about saunas and what do you do in there and things like that. And he was telling us, the first thing he said was like, oh, when you're in there, actually I've left something that you can have a sauna sausage.
Sauna bakara.
A sauna sausage, Trav.
Yeah.
I thought he was hitting on my mum. Yeah. I thought, how dare you? We've been here 2 minutes. Yeah. I've just come and asked you, oh, where's the sauna at? What do we do in there? Things like that. And he's like, oh yeah, go on. You can go get a sauna sausage to my mum.
You can get one.
She ain't getting a sauna sausage from my dead body. And then I realised it's an actual sausage that tastes quite nice. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, very traditional.
So we had some of that, and then we cooked it on the coals as well, which was cool.
Yeah.
Whilst we was in there, kept them warm, and then also when we was in there was like this massive like sticks of birch.
Yes.
So now we've gone in, and I've obviously dashed loads of water over the coals. It's like it's steaming out. We're like, oh, this is hot. This is beautiful. It's freezing cold outside, and it was so warm and hot and sweaty inside. And we was just there in our swimsuits, and we was just started talking about life. Started getting a little bit deep. And I was like, oh, do you know what? This is nice. Like, my phone's locked off. I'm locked off from the outside world. I'm just here looking out a window onto a beautiful lake in the middle of in Pumala, and it's just me and my mum having some quality time. Then all of a sudden,
oh God,
I feel an absolute lick off lashing on my back. Yeah, where my mum has grabbed the birch thing and then just started beating me with the birch.
Yes.
Because the man said to her, like, oh yeah, you're meant to just, just tap it over each other and stuff like that. And it's meant to make you feel alive, make your skin feel good. My mum started hitting me. It was like a wrestling match in the sauna. I was like, Mum, Deb, stop. Like, stop hitting me. Why are you hitting me with a birch? And then it was making her laugh, so she continued. And then it kind of just finished after that.
Amazing.
No
I
pun
love
intended.
that you've got to experience that, because I thought when I did my first, like, the sort of birch slapping in the sauna, it was like a lad's sauna at midsummer, and I was like, I felt like I was being pranked. I was like, there's like a load of naked lads stood in front of me with birch, like, you're about to get this. And I'm like, no.
You're about to get licked. Yeah, don't. And this is why we could never do it in South London. Yeah, I promise you now, we could never do this culture in South London. Everybody would start like just beating each other up in the sauna. Like, it would not run. It really wouldn't
run. It wouldn't.
But I did do it traditionally. I did lend like the one in my room in private. Like, if I had that in my house or something like that, if I had a sauna there, I would 100% do it every single day. The health benefits to it is ridiculous, and following it up by like an ice cold, like a plunge pool or like a lake swim or something like that. The health benefits attached to it made me feel so much better, and you feel so more energized and awake.
You really do. It's like a real like shock your body, brings you back to life.
Yeah.
We have a sauna in our building, and we have our like regular sauna slot. So every Sunday night, me and Kaiser go down to the sauna. We like wash, get in. And it is literally just, I don't know what it is about being in that little wooden room or little stone room, whichever one it is. And it just makes you want to open up and like share and just sort of like get your worries, thoughts and feelings out. And I'm glad that you had that experience, because I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah. I tried to keep it up over here, but there's not many saunas.
No. We'll do it. When I come back to the UK, we'll go to saunas together.
Yeah, and then they did look at me a bit weird when I walked in with my dick out as well, so yeah, that was...
Yeah. Well, I mean, you shouldn't have gone into the lobby like that. I mean, you're supposed to put a towel on once you leave the sauna. Right, Ty, I'm going to need to let you get out of here, but just on a topical tip, the new series of Strictly started last week.
Yes.
So obviously you were in those glittery shoes this time last year. I remember sort of talking to you around that time, and you mainly seemed excited as opposed to nervous, but I think inside you were a lot more nervous than you were letting on.
Yeah.
What will those those celebs who are taking it on this year, what will they be feeling like right now before the first week of actual eliminations?
Oh, do you know what? You actually get a full sense of security during the Strictly times, because when you're about to start the show, it's like, there's like over 10 million people watching every Saturday night, you live dancing. When you're about to start the show, you have these sort of 2 weeks from the moment you meet your partner to doing the launch show, which is pre-recorded, and then doing the first live show, doing your first live dance. So you have 2 weeks to sort of learn this routine. So then by the time it gets to like the second week, Wednesday, you're there and you're like, I got this. Yeah, don't worry about this. This is a walk in the park. Oh, I feel all right with this. Don't get me wrong. The first week dance that I did was absolutely dreadful, and that was with 2 weeks practice. So that was not good. But you get this full sense of security. So then you're excited. You're going out to events. You're kind of trying to fit in training here where they're possible, and you're all happy because it's like that honeymoon phase. But then the first dance is done. As soon as you wake up on that Sunday, all the adrenaline's still there. You're like, oh, what an amazing experience. And then the real work starts, because it's like you don't have enough sleep. You don't get to have that much sleep. You don't get to have that much free time. The pressure is on to learn the routine by the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and get it done and polished by the Thursday before you're going out on Saturday. There's a lot more to it. So, I mean, some of them will be feeling nervous. Some of them will be feeling like just excited to be there. It's a really, really varied cast this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they all take to like taking instructions and just performing out there and giving. I say that everybody says I'll leave everything on the dance floor, but it just depends how many of them are actually willing to do that, you know?
Yeah. Who's Diane's partner this year?
Bobby Brazier.
Right. How does it feel to see your dance partner dancing with someone else? Is there a pang of, oh, that was me last year?
I tell you what, it's not necessarily with my dance partner. It's more just being part of like I don't know, like the cast itself. Like we all became so close, like the celebs on the show and stuff. Like even some of the dance pros now, like Kai and Neil are like, they're like my best pals. Like they come round to mine like every single week.
You're always hanging out with those two. I think it's lovely, like that relationship that you've built with those people from Strictly.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and it's not even necessarily my dance partner or anything like that. It's just seeing the idea of performing and going out there as a group and all being in this situation together where you're like nervous and you don't know what to expect, sort of thing. Whereas like the pros, I mean, they you know, they've done the show year after year after year after year, and they know what to do. Like they know what it's like performing at world championships and this, that, and the other. So they're kind of like your mentors and your guides. But actually, just being in that situation with like, you know, 14 other people, like, oh my days, what's about to happen? We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the feeling of like, yeah, it's a whole journey. Yeah, that's the special part of it, I think.
I love that. Final thing. Have you eyed a potential winner for this year?
Oh, Angela Rippon. Angela Rippon. She's going to be 79 during the series.
Wow.
And I was interviewing her the other week, and she was like, I must have said a joke, and then she was like, leave off, and pushed me away. And I went flying. That woman is strong as anything.
She doesn't know her own strength.
She skirted me out the way. I don't know. Angela Rippon, Leighton looks amazing. I love his energy. Like he brings a different type of energy. My boy Eddie Caddy, he's got the Congolese hips.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just bringing vibes and energy. I love it. I don't know. It's anybody's. It really is anybody's for the taking, man.
Angela Scanlon for me.
Angela Scanlon, solid.
Probably
Solid.
One of I would say top 5 loves of my life, and I genuinely I want her to win it. She deserves a glitter ball.
She deserves it. She deserves the glitter ball. I'm gonna tell her you said that.
You don't need to. Don't worry. Thanks, Ty, for spending a little bit of time chatting about Finland with me.
My pleasure, mate.
Is there anything you want to plug? Have you got anything? Where can the listeners of Can I Finish see what you're up to?
Come and see me. Well, because I will be revisiting to Helsinki. So if you do have any suggestions that Trav might not be able to think of, then at Tyler West on Instagram. Yeah, come over there, slide in the DMs. As you do.
No one ever officially go, actually, you may have an audience of I don't know how many people, but you're all welcome in my DMs.
You're all
Everybody's welcome.
And just say, Can I Finish sent me here. Yeah, send over some suggestions over there. I've got a lot of work going out on YouTube that I can send across and we can plug. But aside from that, it's all like on UK telly. To be fair, mate.
That's all right. We've got quite a big UK fan base. So.
Yeah, sick. All right, cool.
Ty, you're one of the best.
You are.
You are.
I love you, mate.
Say you are again.
You are.
Yeah, thank you.
You've changed. Look at you and your saunas now. Yeah, living your best Finnish high life in Helsinki.
Also, how does it?
I bet you're North Helsinki, aren't you? Yeah, north of the river.
No, you don't. You don't understand how it works here. It's actually a bit different.
Oh, what?
Well, it's not a river going through it. There's lots of little islands.
Oh. I'm gonna own my own island. Also, this is the only thing I'm gonna add. There's the every person's rule where you can go and like forage, you can set up tent, you can do whatever, you can walk across everybody's land, like because we are one of the land.
Yes.
Yeah, that's mad.
Incredible.
That's trespassing.
Oh, okay.
That's trespassing.
I like it. You can just sort of gobble up someone's mushrooms.
So exactly,
have
that's
a little
what I'm saying.
Bit of their berry.
It literally,
a little bit of mustard.
It literally feels like Fortnite. It's like everybody coming over and stealing my mushrooms and my berries, bro. Like I set up a berry bush, and then all of a sudden, my man from down the road that was rude to me earlier at the bus stop can come and steal my mushrooms. That does not make sense. I'm not doing that.
What doesn't make sense is he wouldn't have been rude to you at the bus stop because he never would have spoken to you.
Who've asked
for me?
No lies.
Ty, I love you very much, and can't wait to see you in Finland soon.
I can't wait. I'll be there soon.
All right, love you, bro.
Lots of love, mate.